settled in. I'm Erin Parker. I have the great privilege of being the principal here at Holly Hill, and we are so happy to have you here. And I just want to first go over like some logistics of like where restrooms are and things like that. So if you need to use the restroom, if you go out this door, just straight down that Wolf Pup hallway, there's restrooms right to your left. In case there's an emergency, you would also exit that way, or there are exit doors that direction. Make sure that you help yourself to any snacks behind our lovely board members here. And we want to give a big shout out to Big B Coffee. The owners are actually here today. They just opened up a store. Woo-hoo! And they have been wonderful to the Holly Hill staff since they opened, so they gave us a great deal on their coffee. So don't forget to take advantage of that. And there's also water in the coolers there, so make sure you help yourself to that. We are just so excited to be hosting you. Holly Hill is a great building. It's a preschool through 5th grade building. And we are just so thankful for great community that wraps around us, and staff and families that just want the best for all of our learners. And we are just looking forward to sitting around the table with you all this evening and having great discussions. So we're actually going to start with a video. So if the sun is in your eyes, feel free to like stand up, move around. It's a short video. It's just going to be right this direction. And we do have a crew trying to block the sun right now. So we appreciate your patience with that. So let's get started. Thanks again for being here.
think it's a great way to kick off the night by having the highlight reel. Because you know what, so often we're so busy doing the grind, doing all the things that we do that we forget to stop and celebrate. And it's easy to forget all the positive things happening around our school district. So I hope you enjoyed some of these highlights. And I want to thank you so much for, yes, being here tonight, but also filling out the REACT survey. We've had almost 300 participants at this point. That's giving us a lot of great information to help guide our work. And I know many of you in the crowd have also shared it on your social media and with other members of the faculty and community, and that just means so much to us. It takes a village to get the word out, to get the communication out. And we're really hoping that tonight kicks off something, and then we just keep getting more and more and more momentum. We are here tonight to talk about our district's future. And I have to say, just like we don't have Johnny on the spot, we have Charlie on the spot who helps set all this up and take care of the sunshine. And an amazing team at Holly Hill and the district office staff and our communications team to put a lot of details together for you guys. And as I shared recently at our State of the Schools event, we often have to look back before we look forward. West Clermont has seen many challenges over the past few years, and our students, our teachers, our parents, and our community members have come together to move this district forward. And I'm going to hit just a few more highlights that I believe are truly significant. We've constructed and renovated a number of buildings to provide our students with safe, clean, and modern learning environments. We developed a strategic plan and a portrait of a graduate that reflect the learning attributes that our community finds most important. We passed an operating levy for the first time in 16 years. Thank you. We kept kids learning throughout the pandemic. We implemented one-to-wolf technology, which provides a Chromebook to every student. And thanks to the CARES one-time funding, we rolled this out in 1 year instead of the 5 that we had originally planned. We provided additional wraparound services to combat the social and emotional needs of our students and family. And I'm proud to say that's in partly due to Child Focus, and some of their team members are here tonight, so thank you. We offered summer school and after-school programming to help students grow and close their learning gaps. We got to reinstitute a regular full schedule of specials at the elementary school, including art, music, physical education. We added WC Your Future programming across the district, including a discovery class for elementary age students to help them explore creative thinking, communication, teamwork, leadership, the skills that we so need in our world, encore exploratory classes at the middle school, and pathways, internships, and career-based learning at the high school. We began to introduce a new district-wide math curriculum, including a focus on financial literacy, which our community let us know is a huge priority. We expanded our partnerships through a community mapping exercise to help students with mentors and real-life learning experiences outside the walls of our classrooms. And while we have much to celebrate, the work for our kids never ends. For just a minute, will the students who are here tonight please just stand and let's recognize our students. I think it's awesome that they were willing to come out tonight and be a part of this event. This is why we are here. We've been able to achieve all that we have because we have stayed relentlessly focused on our mission. We've continued our efforts, and even though we know we have some roadblocks ahead of us, we know that we have the capacity, even in this room, to have creative solutions and to be able to knock out those tough decisions that we have ahead of us. We have proven that we have a tradition of working together as a team at West Clermont, and tonight we begin that process anew. Your input, your ideas, and your passion are vital in helping us provide our kids with the very best educational experience possible. So as you may know, if you took the REACT survey, we have identified 5 issues that are very, very important to the future of our district. These topics directly relate to us being able to successfully implement our dream of the portrait of a graduate. And at your tables tonight, you'll be discussing 2 of these in more detail and coming up with ideas and possible solutions. So let me give you a quick big picture overview of these issues. Topic number 1, student and staff safety and well-being. West Clermont is a diverse student body with unique learning and social emotional needs. It's important that all of our students and staff feel safe
in their learning environments and teaching environments, and that everyone has a sense of belonging. Safety concerns are multifaceted, including physical, social, emotional, and cyber safety. And West Clermont is dedicated to partnering with our community to address student and staff well-being and to eliminate the barriers that detract from teaching and learning. Topic number 2 tonight is educational programming. We all know the global pandemic has placed a spotlight on the various needs of modern learners. We know that our schools must understand the unique needs of each child and provide the right pathway for each learner. So what does the future of learning look like in West Clermont? As we plan for the future and consider possibilities, we must evaluate the types of educational opportunities that we currently offer. We've got to challenge ourselves to think beyond what we've always done so that we can fully engage and equip today's learners. Topic 3, school district purpose and design. How can we best design learning spaces that engage and inspire our students and encourage the behaviors and the lessons that we value in our community and we want to nurture to prepare them for the future? School district design and learning environments refers to how we use our spaces in the district. And things that we need to think about include how and where will students learn best? What experiences will make them most successful? How do we best use our time? And how do we even create a school calendar that best meets their needs? And how do we arrange students by grade level to maximize all the space that we have? Topic 4 is facilities. West Clermont currently owns 9 school buildings that accommodate approximately 8,300 pre-K through 12 students. In addition, there are support facilities that we have at district office and the transportation garage that we lease by the district. Recent projections, and this is a big deal, forecast that the district will grow by approximately 1,100 students in the next 5 years. Topic 5 creates a little sense of urgency. Transportation. West Clermont currently provides busing to all K-8 students who attend district schools. The district also provides transportation to a limited number of preschool and high school students whose disability who requires district transportation. And we provide transportation to K-8 students who attend private schools within 30 minutes of their primary residence as required by law. Is there anybody here tonight that represents parochial schools or private schools that happen to have joined us? Okay, thank you. We're so glad that you're here tonight. It's important that we come together as an entire community. So again, I just want to thank you so much. We are thrilled that you're here. We want to work with you to write our next chapter. And this evening is going to be very, very interactive. So this is the end of the introduction. Please welcome to the podium David Brake. He's our facilitator tonight. He will get us going and turn the evening over to you so that we can learn from your insights and your ideas and take this district to the next level. Thank you.
Well, hello, West Clermont. How are you tonight? This is an interactive town hall meeting, all right? And what that means is that it's a little bit like family game night, okay? You see in front of you there's a mat, and your facilitator at your table is going to be explaining to you a little bit more about what to do with that. I'll be facilitating from the front of the room, but the idea is this is to be interactive. Now, it's based upon the premise that the group is always smarter than the individual. And so the real action is going to happen at the table tonight. Now, Natasha mentioned that we did a survey. Some of you probably took that survey. One of the questions in the survey said, which of those 5 issues, which 2 of those 5 issues are most important to you? I want to hear from some of you. Which 2 of those 5 issues do you think are most important? Anyone? Safety and well-being. We have a vote for safety and well-being as one of the top issues. Transportation. Oh, come on, West Clermont. School design. Eventually, we're going to get to all 5 of them, okay? So, programming. All right. Well, you know what? I've always wanted to say this. Survey says your 2 most important topics, based upon 285 responses that we've had so far, and this is still open, You can see it. Whoever said staff well-being and safety, you were right. Tied as the #1 issue with educational programming. You know, that's interesting. Yes, you do. All of you, at the end of the evening, by the way, thanks to the community partners, there are some nifty little gift cards, okay? And you'll all be getting a gift card to thank you for your time. So yes, you and everyone else will get a prize. Everyone's a winner here tonight at West Clairemont. Who said transportation? Okay, not a bad guess, but if you look at, I guess there were 6% who said it was one of the top 2 issues. Now, these are your peers. Fellow parents, guardians, neighbors, friends, staff members, community partners, they were all participating in this survey. Those are the top 2 issues. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I want to show you a couple of the issues in terms of what people had to say when we dove a little bit deeper. So Molly, next slide if you would. Educational programming. Okay, now this was a question about confidence. How confident are you that your selected school currently meets core curriculum needs, reading, writing, math, science, social studies for each student? You can see based upon 291 reviews on a 4-point scale from 0 to 4, this was 3.22. And you can see that 37% were very confident and 35% were somewhat confident. These are what your fellow community members are saying about their confidence level on core curriculum. Next slide, please. Okay, how confident are you that your selected school currently meets the unique learning needs of each student? Not core curriculum, but unique learning needs of each student. You'll notice that that average drops a little bit. We've got 46% who are somewhat confident, 17% not very confident, and 26% who are very confident. Again, members of your community, this is what they had to say on that question. Next question, please. All right, how do you think West Clairemont compares to other districts in our area in terms of meeting the unique learning needs of each student? You know, you were seeing ratings above 3.0. What happens here? 2.5 goes down. The community is basically saying, all right, well, compared to other districts, we don't think that we compare as well. It's not real negative, but it's interesting to watch those numbers fluctuate a little bit. Next slide, if you will. Okay, now we move to student, staff, and well-being. Again, a confidence question, okay? How confident are you, the students and staff at your selected school? And remember, you all selected a school. How confident are you that those folks are in a secure learning environment that provides for their well-being and safety? That's not actually too bad, 3.04 on a 4-point scale. You can see what your colleagues, friends, and neighbors had to say. Let's go to the next slide. How do you think West Clairemont as a district compares to other districts in our area in terms of providing a secure learning environment that provides for student and staff well-being? What happened to that average? 2.44, it dropped. What does that suggest? Maybe we're not confident that we are as safe and secure as other districts. This is just based upon opinion. It's not based upon hard data, but this is what people think. Let's go to the next slide. All right, some of you remember this question, coffee with Natasha. She drinks a lot of coffee, I can tell you that, all right? So the question was, if you could have coffee with Natasha, what is it you would want her to know? What is it that you would ask her? I'm not going to go through these, but we had 196 responses that comes out to about 60 pages of narrative of really high quality, qualitative responses that represent your voices. This is what you'd actually say if you were having coffee with Natasha. By the way, on the back end, we do a little word analysis of this. We have an artificial intelligence engine that does a little semantic analysis, and we're able to see patterns in words and phrases, what people are saying, categorize things as negative, positive, neutral. A lot of really helpful information. In fact, Natasha said to me, and this was a very sophisticated response when we showed this to her. She took off her glasses and she said, wow, some really good information. Okay. See, saying wow and being sophisticated there. She said, wow. All right. So let's get this ball rolling, if you will. The first thing that we want to do is I want the facilitators at each table to raise your hand. Have you all had an opportunity to get to know each other? Does everybody feel comfortable with everybody at the table? Do you like everybody that you're with at the table? Okay. Would you tell me if you didn't? All right. Very good. Very good. Very good. All right. This is where we get into the game show mode, okay? You have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to elect a spokesperson at your table. Oh, you've done it. You're ahead of the game. Somebody read ahead, okay? Well, in that case, I'm going to give you 1 minute. 1 minute, and you're going to have to talk loud because we've got a lot of people in a room. You have 1 minute to select a spokesperson. Let me tell you what that person will be doing. At the end of our exercise, I will ask for volunteers to report on what your table talked about on the 2 issues you're addressing tonight. All right? So you have 30 seconds left. Except for you guys, you're already done. "15 seconds left." You're already done, I know. Who is your spokesperson? Nick. Okay. Hi, Nick. All right, time's up. Everyone have a spokesperson? All right, very good, very good. All right, now we're going to ratchet our game up just a little bit now. The next thing that we want you to do is that all of you have an assigned topic at your table. Do you know what your assigned topic is tonight? Okay, your facilitator will tell you what that is. All right, here is the activity, and you have 2 minutes to do this. You all need to select the second issue of those 5 that you want to address. Now, listen to me, if I can just have this Post-it note for just a second, the green one. Here's the way that this works. You can discuss, you can cajole, you can talk all you want, but each of you need to write down on this Post-it note and slap it onto the table, what is the issue that you want to discuss. If one of those issues emerges as the winner, that will be the second issue you discuss tonight. If there is a tie, you'll take the top 2 and you'll vote on the top 2. But you have 2 minutes to determine what is that second issue of the 5. Very good. All right, 60 seconds. Thirty seconds. 30 seconds. All right, 15 seconds, folks. All right, raise your hands if you need 30 more seconds. Okay, 30 seconds more. Okay, guys, time's up. And we want to do this very quickly. I want to go table by table. I want to know what the second topic is. Speak loudly so everyone can hear. What is the second topic at this table? Programming. Well-being. Well-being. Safety and well-being. Transportation. Safety and well-being. Safety and well-being. School structure. Safety and well-being. You sound like you're undecided. Okay, Peter, what's the second topic? School structure. Safety and well-being. Programming. Safety and well-being. Safety and well-being. Safety and well-being. Isn't it interesting how this kind of corresponds to what people said on the survey? All right, you've got your second topic. We're going to turn our attention to the first topic now, though. I want your facilitator to grab the cards that you have in front of you. It's current realities. Can I borrow these just for a second? All right, the current realities for your topic, all right? So this is your first topic, your assigned topic. Here's what your facilitator is going to do. And I know this seems like we're in grade school. I realize we are in a grade school, but the facilitator is going to hand a card to an individual. You're going to read that card aloud so that everyone can hear. And then you're going to place it in the white space on this mat. You don't have to put it in a particular order. You're not ranking them. You're just putting it down. The idea is that everybody needs to hear and everybody needs to see. And you'll have about 10 minutes to do that. Okay. Yeah. All right, if you guys have finished, I realize we've given you 10 minutes, but this is a smart group. You may not need that much time. If you've finished, raise your hand. Okay. All right, we might try to finish this a little bit early. If you don't mind, I'll change the rules and say let's try to do this in 5 minutes. So when the timer hits 5, If you need more time, I'll give it to you. But let's try to do this in 5 minutes. Okay, raise your hand if you're done. All right, 30 seconds more, and we need everybody to finish if you can, so read fast. All right, guys, time is up. If you haven't finished reading them, you'll be able to look at these in a little bit more detail in a moment. So let's stop the timer. Time is up, eyes front, because now we're going to do something with this. All right. So these current reality cards, this represents the kind of information and data that administrators here in the school district are using to make decisions. This is what's swirling around them as they look at the future of the kids at West Clermont. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take about 10 minutes, and this is free-form discussion at the table. But I want you to address these questions that you see up here. The first one, does any of the data or information on these cards surprise you? Did you have an aha moment? Oh, I didn't realize that. That's interesting. I wasn't aware of that information. Which of these current realities are challenges and which are opportunities? Now, remember, a challenge can also be an opportunity if you look at it from a different angle. But which of these current realities are challenges and which are opportunities? And I encourage you to pick them up and sort them and move them around. And then the last question, and your recorder at the table will be recording this, so you don't need to write anything down, but looking at all of the cards, if you could summarize in 1 or 2 sentences something about this issue, what would it be? You have 10 minutes. Could you click to the next slide?
Oh, I don't. No, David, I don't care.
Imagine the advertisers are going to pay more, would be more would pay them. As these come in, you know, we need more people in the district, more people going to whatever, that might create this over here as well, as far as rental and advertising. Because they were just we're not starting another one. I don't have no who's there breaks me now, it's like, oh, it's tough. Like, what in the world?
Where I live.
That could be an opportunity, I suppose.
That's for the new residential dwelling.
Yeah, I would say so.
One of the ones that we have to
All right, this is your friendly 3-minute warning. 3 minutes. All right, folks, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right, 45 seconds. All of the questions. It's okay. There'll be time to catch up. All right, 10 seconds. And time is up. Oh my gosh, I need to compliment you guys. I'm walking around these tables. I'm looking at the intensity, the looks, the movement of these cards. It reminds me of poker night at the American Legion. I mean, you guys are really doing a good job. All right, for our next section, we're actually going to vote somebody off the table. That's not going to happen. All right. All right, here's what we're going to do next. And this is the most important part of the presentation tonight because or the activity tonight, because this is where we get into some brainstorming. This is where, when I said earlier that the group is always smarter than the individual, this is where you have the opportunity to prove that. I want you to look at the mat in front of you, and you notice that there are 3 columns. One says traditional. This is the way we typically do it. There's nothing wrong with traditional. Sometimes traditional is the best. The next column, enhanced, an improved way of doing things. And the next column is innovative, futuristic, out of the box. Molly, can I get you to go to the next frame if you would? We want to model some good behavior here, okay? So I've asked for some people to help us tonight. Let's assume for a moment, this, by the way, would be 2 current reality cards for facilities. Just take a moment and look at that. If those were your only 2 cards, and you wanted to do something that was traditional, what would that be? And I want to give you an example by asking Natasha. What would be an example of a traditional solution?
One thing we could do is increase class size, and we could consider, like we've done at Merwin, adding modulars to create some more space.
Okay, great example of an answer. You would write that down on your Post-it note, and you would put it in that column. Now, let's look for something that's a little more enhanced, maybe an improvement. Let's see, I'm going to pick somebody at random. Randy, thank you so much. What would an example of something in that middle column be? Okay, a great example. You would write it down, you would put it in the middle column. Now, we want somebody out of the box, innovative, or we want an idea from somebody that's out of the box and innovative, and I'm looking for Aaron Parker. Ah, Aaron, an example.
Sure. So innovative might be where we consolidate kindergarten, preschool, and kindergarten together in certain locations of the district and redesign or recreate where the boundaries are for our building.
Okay, you have three. Yes? Okay, we can go home now. I need you to stand up. I can't say it nearly as well as you did, so I may have to get closer to you. I'm David, by the way.
Jennifer, it's nice to meet you. So I said you could put them in whatever grade level they tested in. So if you had a really smart first grader, they tested at a fourth grade level, you just boom, put them up. If they're a kindergartner, they tested a second, put them in. If they're a second grader, they don't. They're still at kindergarten, you keep them there. That was my suggestion.
All right, and every other table with that topic is just taking your idea, so thank you. No, good suggestion. Okay, guys, you have 20 minutes. 20 minutes to do this, and please listen carefully before you get started here. This is not about how many can you get. We want you to have several, whatever columns they go into. Get as many as you can. You're going to have 20 minutes to talk about it. These are what you believe are real, credible solutions that fall into these categories. Once you're done with that, we're actually going to take these to the front of the room. All right, 20 minutes, and let's start right now. All right, this is your 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left. All right, this is your 1-minute warning. 1 minute left. All right, guys, time is up. Time is up. Put your pencils down, your pens down, the Post-it notes down. All right. All right, let's just do a reality check. Everybody having fun? This table's still talking. Okay? Okay, I would like the spokespeople for each table just to stand up. Okay, we're going to just kind of stretch here. All right. What I would like you to do is to take your mat with the Post-it notes and deliver it to this side of the room. And we should have somebody over. Okay, where it says safety, I'm sorry, let me repeat that. If you were doing safety and well-being, take it there. You'll see posted on the walls the topic header. So take it to that section. All right, we're going to move to round 2 in about another minute, so if you want cookies, coffee, water, grab it now because we're moving to round 2. 1 minute. All right, if I can get everybody to make your way back to your tables, if you would. Back to your tables. You okay? All right, I need the spokespeople to stand once again. Spokesperson at your table, if you would please stand. All right, I need you very quickly in loud voices. We're about to move to topic number 2, issue number 2. I want you to tell me what is that issue for your table. What is your second issue that you voted on, guys? Wellness. Staff and student wellness and safety. Programming. Safety and well-being. All right, you can have a seat. All right, facilitators, if you will grab the current reality cards. Grab the current reality cards for your topic. Okay, you're kind of in a groove now, so you've got 3 minutes. Read fast, put the cards down, and then we're going to move on. This one. All right, guys, 1 minute left to read your cards and put them on the mat. If you haven't read them all at the end of 1 minute, put them on the mat anyway and take a look at them as we get into the exercise. Okay, folks, time is up. If you could look up here for a moment, time is up. If you haven't read all of the cards, put them down. Make sure you look at them. Obviously, you know the routine now, so you'll be looking at these and talking about these. And because you're in a routine, you're doing so well. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to answer those 3 questions. Does any of this data surprise you? Which of these current realities are challenges and which are opportunities? And if you could summarize this in 1 or 2 sentences, what would it be? 5 minutes, it starts now. All right, guys, 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left on this. Those 3 questions. All right, guys, time is up. I need everyone to stop. Time is up. Time is up. Thank you so much. I hate to interrupt. All right, guys, time is up. I need you to look up here. I want to tell you about the prizes. Thank you. All right, in the interest of time, and just a fun check, everybody having fun, actively engaged here? All right, very good. All right, you know the drill. The next thing that you're going to do, you're going to get those Post-it notes. You've got 3 columns. I want to try to get through this in about 5 or 6 minutes, so this is a little bit like speed dating, okay? All right, 5 minutes, go. All right, guys, 1 minute. 1 minute. All right, guys, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time is up. I need everybody to stop. Time is up. Stop. Eyes forward, if you will. We have a decision to make. All right. Want to get everybody's attention, if I could. All right. There are two things that we have left to do. Remember I said the group is smarter than the individual? We don't have time for both, so I'm going to put it up to a vote for you. All right, one of the things we were going to do tonight is to have spokespeople at each of the table rise up and share briefly some thoughts about their activity. You can report on one of the activities. I'll call them out one by one. We can do that, or we can move to a Q&A. Superintendent Adams wanted to make sure that you didn't leave here without certain questions that you were just really burning to ask her, that you could ask those questions. But this meeting is your meeting, and so I'm going to put the vote up to you. We can do one of those two things. Again, we can have reports from spokespeople, or we can move directly to the Q&A. If you'd like to have reports from sports people, would you like somebody from sports? If you would like a report from your spokespeople, raise your hand. All right, here's what we do on the Q&A. Your facilitator should give all of you at this point it looks like a survey, but at the bottom of it there's a place where you can write questions. All right? All right, I want to give each of you 1 minute to write down a question. Now, in 10 minutes, we're not going to be able to have Natasha answer all of the questions. By the way, there's great value in recording your questions. And if you don't believe me, we did a survey of the middle school students, 1,328 middle school students, and it seemed the most popular question was, when is Skyline chili going to be served in the cafeteria? So sometimes you learn something from the questions, okay? 1 minute to write down a question, and we'll try to get to as many of those questions as possible. Time starts now. These are your individual questions. And by the way, these are not questions about the activity. These are questions you would like to ask Natasha, and it could be about these 5 topics that we've been discussing tonight. In fact, it probably should be. But again, the time is yours, so you can ask whatever you want. By the way, I do know she likes Skyline chili because that's where she's taken me to dinner twice. Okay, I really feel important. All right, Molly, do you have your microphone? All right, guys, hang on to those sheets because you can refer to them if you have a question, and then we're going to have you finish the exit survey when we're done. So we've got 5, maybe 8 minutes for questions. If you have a question that you wrote down or one that just came to your mind for Natasha, raise your hand. Right over here, sir, Steve. I'll give you the microphone.
You're behind me. Okay. Thank you. My question is, what's being done to raise the academic rating of the West Clermont School District versus the other 600 plus school districts in the state of Ohio?
Is it working? Yes. So one detail I want to share first is that we're going to take all these questions, whether I'm able to answer them today or not, we'll compile them and build an FAQ that grows over time. So we'll have access to this. So I don't want you to feel like if you don't get to talk, you'll never get answered. So that's first. So thank you so much for the question, Steve. We truly believe in continuous improvement. And what we've been developing our leaders in across the last couple years is improvement science, how to study best practices and put them into place. Building plans that are academically focused in literacy, in numeracy, and improving the building climate. So every single building has a continuous improvement plan that aligns to the district plan, that the principals and their teams are set up to execute. And little by little, we are then advancing our ability to measure the progress, whether it's comprehension or mathematical problem solving. And we are learning to measure in a formative way, along the way, and in a summative way, which is the end of state or end of year state assessments. And that has been our focus. It's learning new innovative approaches, measuring our progress along the way so that we can truly understand our impact. And I will tell you, one of the key visible ways that we focus on this every week is that as a district leadership team, and sometimes teachers are involved, sometimes not, we all go to schools. It's usually on Wednesdays. We do what we call walkthrough Wednesdays, and we're spending time collectively as a leadership team identifying quality instruction. We're identifying student engagement. We're looking for patterns of students being on target. We're looking for the classrooms where students are coming alive and they're really engaged in doing great things. And then we're coming as an administrative team debriefing, talking about what does quality instruction look like? What is feedback that we could give to the students, to the staff, so that we can continue to elevate? Because part of improving as a system is to develop common language, common understanding, and just to continue to build the capacity of our leaders to execute change in their school district. And it's something that I'm very, very proud to say, in the middle of a crazy pandemic, crazy year, this has been a priority of our leaders every single week. We maybe missed 1 or 2 through the course of this year, but our leaders are very dedicated to leaning in, improving their skills so that they can improve the activity that happens in classrooms. And we are collecting results that show us we are seeing improvements. We're hoping that this year on the status test assessments, which we'll get later in the summer, so it'll take us a while, that we will see those gains. And we are seeing those gains on a daily basis. So it is the topic of conversation at every single event we have. It is our main topic.
Steve, thank you for that question. Other questions? Looking for hands. There you go, right over here. Wait for the microphone, please. Thank you.
An obstacle course. I'm counting this as my cardio for the day.
So what can parents do to better support teachers and staff?
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you so much. And I've got lots of staff and teachers in the room that I know they'd like to say a few things. I think number one thing is just a thank you. I notice you. I'm grateful for you. Like, that goes a long way. Those are simple things, and I think that's what I find about our staff and just about humans in general. It's like always the smallest thing that makes the biggest difference. From an academic standpoint, there's only so many hours in the day, so much time, and so the kinds of things, reading to your children, spending time being curious with them, asking questions, taking them to parks, taking them outside, doing things with them, keeping them actively engaged, asking questions, not just how was your day, but deeper questions that keep them engaged and help the students know how valuable you see education, how valuable you see that teacher in that classroom. And just stay engaged with us. Like this, I have to say, is since I've been in West Clermont, this event is the biggest turnout we've ever had for a family community kind of engagement night. There are times when we offer up opportunities and 5 people will come, 10 people will come, 15 people will come, and we are so grateful when those people walk through the door. But this is what we need. We need to wrap around our staff, to wrap around one another, because the challenges we're facing are like no other that we've seen in education. There is no magic button, there's no magic program, there's no easy button that we can hit. And then it's gonna take a village. It's gonna take all of us coming together, rolling up our sleeves, volunteering, supporting in classrooms, making copies. Teachers are slammed. Their days are busy from the minute they walk in until they leave. And what you hear in this era of education is that it's kind of like secondhand smoke. It's secondhand trauma. The trauma that our kids are feeling weighs heavily on our staff. And so just the strain of that can be very stressful. And so just kind of recognizing it, saying thank you to the teachers, showing up at parent-teacher conferences and doing those extra things with kids will go a long, long, long way as we are partners in this work.
Jennifer, thank you for your question.
Thanks for asking.
I think we have time for one more. I thought I saw
Sorry,
a
I'm
hand up
long-winded.
back here. Yes, getting warmer. Right over here. Yes, sir. Stephen, just rise up and share your question out loud.
My question is, what is the district's plan on dealing with the near chronic and chronic absent
Absenteeism.
students?
Yeah. You know, that's a very big question. I don't have an easy answer for that. We are researching options. Like what to me, this is kind of like an old thing kind of coming new. Visits to homes. We think that in order to really touch some kids' lives, that we're going to have to be at their doorstep. There are some kids, when the lights went off and we left these doors and went to remote learning in March 2020, have never come back to us. We've been looking for them. They may be here, they may not be here, but we have to reach out in ways that beyond what we've ever done. So we know that that's a must. And we have to determine, well, what does that look like? How does that really, we don't want to intrude on families. We're not trying to shame people, but how do we do that in a respectful, productive, meaningful way? So those are some things that we've been talking about. Number 2, and this came up yesterday, it was a teacher idea, actually in a teacher meeting that I was having. We might do a good job at emphasizing attendance at the end of the year in some places where there's maybe perfect attendance award that happens in May. And so what was coming up in this classroom, this school, was what might we do along the way to incentivize kids, to encourage them. Not that everything has to feel like Chuck E. Cheese and that you're always getting prizes, but how do we recognize kids for doing the right things? Our program is called Positive Behavior and Intervention Supports. And so we're going to have to look for more creative solutions specifically targeted to attendance. We have 3 engagement specialists in the district who this is one of their key roles, is to work with these families, make sure that families understand what the law says, but truthfully, and Eric, you correct me if I'm saying anything like off, that because of the pandemic, a lot of the teeth in the judicial system and all the processes that were always in place before now is no longer there at the moment. There's been a pause on that. And so that makes us reinforcing and holding people to the fire way more difficult than it's ever been. So there is no one-shot plan for attendance issues in our school district. It's going to be multifaceted. But I will tell you, there's another thing that I was talking to teachers about. It's trying to understand, has families' lives changed so much because maybe some of the parents are working from home? Their life has become more flexible. They can work from any state at any time. So I'm going to go work from Florida this week, whatever, and I got to take my 4th grader with me. We're seeing families take chunks of times and be gone. And I'm not here to judge or to shame any family for their particular situation, because I certainly understand that, wanting to have my family unit together. But there's just some different lifestyles that are going on than we're used to seeing because of the flexibility that some workplaces are offering the parents of our students. So we have to really unpack that and understand that. Is that really a factor in our district, or did it just get easier? I'm going to give one more example. Last year, I remember, or no, I guess it was at the beginning of no, it had to be the beginning of last year. I think it was here at Holly Hill. I was actually walking around. I was talking to a third grader. I said, "Are you so excited to be back?" He's like, "Actually, it was just so much easier when I could decide to be in bed, or I could get up or not get up." This was a third grader. And so just that we've developed some bad habits. We've defaulted into some routines that really kicked into gear in March 2020, and we're having a hard time getting our whole system kind of back in the groove. So again, long-winded answer, it's going to take multi-layers of attention. And Eric, is there anything that I did not say that you would really like to add?
A couple of things that we're really working on is, because it's a multifaceted problem, looking at how to build understanding of teams and how they work together to provide tiered supports for students. So at tier 1, what are we doing for all students with regard to school climate, making school more accessible and engaging for them? For those students that are starting to show signs of chronic absenteeism, having some smaller, more targeted intervention that's research-based for those. And then for those students that are really having more significant needs, having individualized plans for them. Something that we are also working through right now. Ohio has partnered with Graduation Alliance for a program called Engage Ohio. And it would be a free resource for us to connect students and families with academic skills coaches for those students that are showing tier 2 and tier 3 absenteeism, where we would have somebody who could help supplement, not supplant what we're doing, but add additional resource to having regular conversations with families to keep kids engaged. So those are some things that are coming as we're building additional supports.
Yeah, and I would say our number one strategy is we are working hard to reimagine what does learning look like for kids, because we have to learn to engage in different ways. We cannot continue a factory model education where you just progress because you're 5, you go in this room, and you're 6, you go in this room, you're 7, you go in this room, and expect the same kind of strategies that we've used my whole career to still be effective with the learners that are in front of us today. And that's probably our biggest challenge, but it's also the biggest remedy that we have and the biggest potential that we have, is by changing the educational experience to hook those kids, connect to them with deep relationships. Everybody has to have a sense of belonging. Everybody has to have an adult that they can connect to. And that's what has to happen first. And then we've got these tiered supports, as Eric's talking about, that some things we do for all kids, and then you intensify as the need grows. So that was long-winded, but this is a big deal. And I'm so glad you guys got to see those cards today and see what's really, really, really happening.
So guys, we've come to the end of our time together. I do want to acknowledge the community partners who have made it possible to have those gift certificates and those envelopes that you're going to receive. I'd like all of you to turn to your facilitator and either thumbs up or high five for being at the table. Okay. I'd like you to look at the recorder behind the laptop and salute. And most importantly, I want you to all give yourselves a round of applause for a great job tonight. All right, if you filled out your survey, you can hand it to your facilitator. Your facilitator will hand you an envelope, but I want to give Natasha the last minute to offer her final thoughts and thank yous.
This has been truly meaningful for us, for you guys to come and engage with us. We are grateful for your time, your attention. I'm sorry I turned my microphone off. I feel completely blessed to be available, to have the ability to work in this school district. I think this is an amazing community. We have so much potential, but it's going to take all of us truly coming together. And I know that can sound cheesy sometime, but you can know it when you're in a room like this, and you can feel the energy and the excitement of dreaming big about what we can do for our kids. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Up here, I want to remind you that if you enjoyed tonight, but there's some more you want to talk about, there's some things that you would like to do, then join us May 3rd at Willowville. We're going to do a double take. It'll be exactly the same format with tweaks where we can improve it, but the exact format, and you might come to a table and talk about a different topic.
Then this later in May, we're going to have React Part 2, which is another survey. It takes the data that we've learned and continues to pare it down and get more and more specific. And then next fall, we're going to kick it off and we're going to keep this going. We'll have additional engagements. We'll kick off in September at West Clermont High School, and it will be a completely different, not different topics, and not fully different format, but it'll be an iteration. It'll be the next phase of this work. And we would love for you to tell your neighbors, tell your friends, get people to fill out these reacts, and come to these meetings, because we will only get better with each of your voices. Thank you.
As soon as you fill out your exit survey, you get a chance to fill out that survey, hand it to your facilitator, and you are free to go for the evening. Thank you.